Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. And what I am looking at is a beer from Three Taverns Brewing Company. This is Rapturous. Rapturous is a raspberry sour ale. It clocks in at 5% alcohol by volume. The IBUs are not disclosed. It is an unfiltered sour ale with raspberry puree added, and it has a wheat and Pilsner malt base. Three Taverns Brewery is out of Decatur, Georgia. I've had many of their beers over the years, and I've been very pleased with the different beers that I've had from them. I love sour ales, so I'm expecting good things from this one. Loving that color. When raspberry puree is an ingredient in a beer, this is pretty much what you should get with the appearance. Nice hazy pink color, about a 2-finger creamy off-white head. Definitely getting the raspberries on the aroma. Some nice bready notes as well. You get really good bready notes from wheat beer. This being a wheat ale, I'm getting some nice bready notes to complement the raspberry puree that I'm picking up on the aroma. It smells sweet. It smells bready. It smells like it's going to be very tart. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Cheers. Mm. Nice and sour. You're getting a sour punch right up front from the raspberry puree, and of course the sourness of the beer itself from the lactobacillus and the process that they use to make sour beers like this. So it's definitely tart. It's more than tart. It's full on sour. Nice raspberry flavor. Mm. Some nice breadiness, some wheat bread notes in the middle of the sip. Um, it does have some nice sweetness to it from the raspberries as well. It's not just sour. It's got some nice sweet notes to it. So if you like malt forward beers, you're going to like this because it is very sweet. It does have some nice bready notes, like I said, though, in the middle of the sip to balance it out. Really complements the raspberry, fruity, sweet, and sour up front flavors that you're getting with this. That nice wheat bread complexity that you're getting with this in the middle of the sip. There's no bitterness with this one, um, but that wheat malt, and I think a little bit of the Pilsner malt is kind of coming through. It kind of lightens the body up a little bit. It's got some nice carbonation. It almost drinks like a lager, even though it is an ale. I think that's from the Pilsner malt. It's really just well-rounded. I mean, it's not hoppy, it's not bitter, it's not balanced in the sense that it's sweet and sour up front and then bitter on the finish to balance it out. It's sweet, it's sour, it's bready, and then it's short-lived. It drops off very nicely on the finish. It's dry, it's crisp, it's clean, it's refreshing. The 5% alcohol is masked to perfection. It doesn't even taste like an alcoholic beverage, but it does have some nice beer flavor with that wheat malt. You get some nice bready notes in the middle of the sip. This comes from their Sour Asylum series. I have had a couple of their other sours. I don't think I've done reviews on them, but I have had some on draft at some local restaurants. Really enjoy the sour line from Three Taverns Brewery. Raspberry is one of my favorite fruits, so I love raspberry sours. Definitely up there. Um, I'm going to go with a 96 out of 100. It's a solid A, getting up there towards world class for the style. It's very fruity, very sour, very bready though in the middle, like I said, and very well balanced with the Pilsner and the wheat malt that they're using in here. Very crisp, very refreshing. Would be great on a hot day, much like we're having here in Georgia. It's up in the 90s again today. These beers are excellent alternatives to lagers, just because they're light and refreshing. Um, and this one, although it is fruity and sour, like I said, from the raspberry, it's very bready in the middle. So it's definitely very beer-like. It doesn't lose that. It's not like a lambic or a fruit beer in the sense that it's just sweet all the way through and you're not really getting any beer flavors. This one definitely has that great beer base, and it's very enjoyable. And that's why it gets a 96 out of 100, because it is a beer first and foremost. That fruit does not overpower the other flavors in the beer, and it's well balanced in that sense. And I think it's an excellent sour, like I said. So 96 out of 100 for the Three Taverns Rapturous Raspberry Sour Ale out of Decatur, Georgia. So another local brewery to the state of Georgia. They have some great stuff here. If you're ever in Georgia, you got to check out some of the craft breweries we got. We've got some awesome beers here, and this is another one. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a great day, and until next time, everybody, cheers.